I think by now we all know that the KTM 450 EXC-F is a pretty popular bike. It's got really good sales in Australia. It's super popular amongst the general public, again, guys that ride in the bush here in Australia. And it's a really fun bike to ride. The 2017 model is all new. It's got a new chassis that carries over from the new generation SXF range. It's got the new engine again that comes across. It's got some new Explore forks, which is a do-over of the previous version of fork they had on the Enduro bike that received some pretty harsh critics, and in some ways rightly so. So the new bike has a lot of new features. Fuel injection, it was before, it still is. PDS shock, so no linkage, some features like that. It's a pretty awesome bike. Looking forward to having a good ride on this thing. So as much as I've loved the KTM 450, there are a few little things I would look to change on the bike. So the Maxxis tyres that come standard on it are FIM approved, and it's something that KTM sort of have to do. Get rid of the things, put them on the shelf at home, get yourself a set of Dunlop 8C81s, Pirelli, the Scorpion tyre, Michelin Starcross. There's a number of them out there, that's just a few. Get yourself a set of them. Throw them on. They're really good tyres. They'll work much better than the Maxxis ones. You'll get some good grip, decent life. The bike will handle much better, turn much better and all that. So you'll be really happy with that. The cockpit, I'd probably look at a couple of changes there. I'd look for some different handlebars. Most guys that ride this bike will probably be taller, bigger dudes. So you might want some higher bars, maybe even moving forward a touch if you've got long arms. An exhaust pipe on the back, the standard one works fine, but bragging rights with your mates, a nice Akrapovic out of the KTM hard parts book could look great on the back of one of these things. So they're the first things I'd look to change. Suspension, not so much. Depending on your weight, you might want to just hold it up a little bit firmer. Cockpit and tyres, they're the things you've got to fix if you're out looking for a new KTM 450. So I'm actually a bit surprised with this bike. I had some high expectations for it. I knew it was going to be good, and I really thought I would like the bike. And I've ridden the WR in the past, and I've ridden previous model KTM 450s. But this one surprised me. It feels quite light to ride, and it feels very nimble, and it's almost got a motocrossy feel to it, which makes it feel, like I said, extremely light. The engine is really fun and fast, but it doesn't have a rip your arm out style power. It's probably not as fast and exciting as some of the other 450s, but I was really surprised with it. I love the engine. I'd almost go out and buy one of these things. It really surprised me how good the engine in this is, how far they've come with it, and how much they've tailored it to suit guys that would ride in the bush, and perhaps guys that aren't Ryan Dungey and Marvin Musquin and those type, you know, world-class athletes. They've got that in the SXF. This EXC, it's much more rideable for the general public, and you can ride this in most conditions you could throw at it, and it's a great bike. Big surprise for me, and I couldn't rate it highly enough.